Hi, it's Sue with Saving Words. This is part 10. Holy Thursday, April 21st, 2011. In the room with Pop at Manor Care Rehab Center. Pop was in the middle of an intermission with Whitney from PT when I arrived. And then she started to rework his legs. So for a few minutes, she worked on his legs as he lay on his back. Push, she said. His hamstrings are stronger than his quads, she told me. The CNAs got him up in the morning for breakfast, and he ate in the wheelchair. I'm still trying to determine if he stayed in this room or was rolled to the dining room. Pop said he stayed here. For one of the first times in my life, I'm unsure if Pop is right or not. I've got WFMT, Chicago's classical station, on his radio, and the most lyrical song is playing. Pop is tapping his index finger on his thigh, communing with the sounds. Now, however, Pop is coughing, but he seems more willing and more able to bring up the phlegm and spit it out. I stopped at Mom's this morning to drop off my friend's Irish soda bread, which inspired me to stop at the local store to buy Mom a fresh pot pie, a pound of barbecued beef, a package of buns, and taffy apples. Before leaving her house, where she was poring over a kitchen table covered with mail and bills and other papers, she and I cleared a space and we each devoured a big, tasty barbecued beef sandwich. And it was only 10:30 in the morning. Just switch Pop's radio to NPR while he naps. They're talking about 6-word memoirs. Here's one. Open the door. Enter the garden. Love that. That's mine. Pop's blood pressure is 107 over 60, which is fine. While he rests, I'm going to jot down some dinner ideas from his menu. Cornish hens with rosemary gravy, roast beef au jus, sweet and sour pork with rice. Sides include garden salad, seasoned peas, steamed broccoli. I wonder what this stuff tastes like here. Holy Saturday, April 23rd, 2011, 8:10 a.m. Well, I just got off the internet. Looks like stage 4. A few days ago, I read that prostate cancer is slow growing in the prostate area, but aggressive when it spreads. Today, I'm seeking information about the pace of destruction once it's in the organs and lymph nodes. Kath texted and emailed me that Dad was asking her if things are in order. She said yes, and he told her to write that down in an email. Kath said Dad's disoriented at times. On my bed in Park Ridge. Mike is downstairs watching the news. Michael's volleyball friends are upstairs and awaiting rides home. Sounds like a parade of people visited Dad today. Steve covered the morning. Then Mom and Kath, Uncle Dick, and Father Tom saw Dad. Followed by one of Steve's daughters and Uncle John. And then Kath again with her kids. And Mom again. Mike and I skipped the volleyball tournament today to try to catch up with other things and to attend Aunt Kathleen McGovern's 94th birthday party at the Abbey Pub in Northwest Chicago. Then back at home, we bought movie tickets for Water for Elephants. It was playing at the Pickwick, but all day though, I've been feeling stomach tightness and the weight of sadness because of Dad being tired and weak and us basically being unsure of what to do. I've been researching prostate cancer and emailing articles to family and friends, and then sending follow-up emails saying that I really don't know what to think since I'm not a doctor. The reality is that Dad is declining and has practically no interest in eating, even with an appetite enhancement pill. So I wish I weren't writing about him still being frail and unwell and unable to get up. Glimmers of hope sure would be welcome at this point. I didn't attend the Living Stations of the Cross at church on Good Friday yesterday because I couldn't bear to be face to face with Jesus' suffering. I could not walk into a place that was going to make me feel worse. Too much for one day. Yesterday, when I met Mom in Dad's room around 11 a.m., Pop was sitting in the clamshell brace in a wheelchair. He looked good, but didn't want the fish sandwich I brought in, but he did drink some of the chocolate milkshake, but not very much. I asked him if he wanted to go for a spin in the wheelchair, but he said no. I asked him again about 10 minutes later, and he agreed. Mom stayed back in the room as I pushed him through the hallway, into the elevator and down to the first floor, into the PT and OT gym room. I showed him the patio outside the activity room, and I pointed to his car parked through the window. Wow. I wonder what that must have been like for him. We returned to his room, and he requested a transfer to the bed because he was uncomfortable sitting up. He was back in bed, and shortly after that, his primary care doc arrived. She thought he looked fine. She thought he was recovering from all that he had been through. She encouraged him to do his therapy. She encouraged him to eat. Really? Mom left, and Dad rested a bit until OT appeared with some colorful plastic cones for him to stack and grab. Later, I mentioned to the OT therapist that I had given Dad a ride around the facility in the wheelchair this morning and that he didn't remember it, even though just a few hours had passed. I told the therapist that this was shocking to me because his memory was still very good. The therapist just nodded. The reality of him forgetting something exciting and stimulating that happened less than 4 hours ago hit me in the heart. I think my heart still hurts. Easter Sunday, April 24, 2011. Oh my God, the 40 days of Lent. The 40 days of Lent have evaporated, expired, and I've literally come to the last page of this college-ruled one-subject spiral notebook on Easter Sunday. Am I supposed to say Happy Easter right now? My plan had been to live through and record the details of ordinary life throughout the 40 days of Lent and uncover the meaning of life and my role in it. How was I to know that Dad would collapse the first day and struggle every day after that? I've recorded scenes from sunrise to sunset, from caring for my son to caring and praying for my dad and finding refuge in my backyard garden. The days overflowed with activity and life, and I couldn't keep up with everything. I've come to understand that the answer to what life means arrives all the time. Meaning keeps coming. It does not stop. I can pick up a pen or place my fingers on the keyboard anytime, anywhere, and the answer is revealed through the details, through silence and reflection, through descriptions of the moments given to us. It's fascinating how you can get to know yourself better when called to help each other. That is, to get a deeper sense of who you are when you are in relationship with one another. And it's miraculous how the rotation of the seasons, especially the blossoming of spring, can comfort us, can reassure us. But right now, I have an important errand to run. I'm going to jump out of bed, make breakfast, and drive to the Walgreens. I need to buy a chocolate bunny for my 16-year-old son before he wakes up. Happy Easter. Alleluia. Amen. 2 p.m. Dad's coughing a lot. Mike dropped me off, and he came into the room to say hi to Pop. Pop held out his hand and said, Happy Easter. No dentures today. I told Pop that Mike was going to pick up chicken and ribs and bring this year's Easter dinner back to Mom and Michael at the house. Pop said that was good. Classical music is flowing through Pop's radio, and it's overcast on this Easter afternoon. Mike, Michael, and I attended 10:30 Mass in Park Ridge this morning. We found a seat next to the children's choir, which was a pleasure. Violins, a horn, and strong voices, stirring and restoring. We got to Mom's around 12:45 p.m. Mom said she cried in Dad's room last night. She stayed until around 10 p.m. She said that Dad had been grabbing at his sides as if looking for something. And when she asked him what he was doing, he asked for a pen. And his coughing unnerved her as well. I changed the radio station to the Sox game, which was aired on the TV as well. 9 p.m. at home in Park Ridge. Getting ready for bed since I'm driving the kids to volleyball at 5:30 a.m. This has been an Easter like no other. Steve is with Dad now. Uncle Dick arrived around 3 p.m. and Dad ate a strawberry yogurt. Steve brought in some reinforcements for the next time Dad agrees to eat something. I don't feel as sad and distressed as I did yesterday. The mood broke after church, and I still feel somewhat calm. We have a meeting at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow with OT, PT, and social services to go over Dad's goals. Can we hope for a miracle? Monday, April 25, 2011. Kids are at volleyball. Thank goodness this is the only early morning practice this week. It's time for state testing, so tonight is the only night of homework. Wednesday, the sophomores, that is Michael's class, have a half day of testing, and they're off Thursday and Friday. They have home games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. They have a pasta party Thursday night and a tournament Saturday. Michael said he played his best game ever in last Saturday's tournament. The tournament Mike and I missed. I received Steve's report from last night about 20 minutes ago. Things pretty much the same. Cough, cough, cough. I'm so glad I don't do the night shift with Dad. Too heartbreaking. Heart-wrenching. I hope it's not lunes azul today. A ray of hope and sun would be welcome. Dear God, help me. Mike's off to the community center to work out. So far, so good. We're trying to do what we're meant to do. 1:15 p.m. We had a meeting this morning with Tamara, the social services coordinator. Nicole from OT, Whitney from PT, and Nurse Celia appeared at various times. They created a repositioning chart and posted it on the wall. Now we're waiting for the wound doctor to show up. At the meeting, we talked about our concern regarding Dad's cough and how to encourage him to spit up after respiratory treatments. OT was here from 10 to 10:45 this morning. Nicole said she had an opening, so she took Pop, who did better than Friday, according to her. I hope I'm here for PT with Whitney. I am leaving at 2:45 so I can pick up Michael and feed my growing teenager. I strolled around the yard for a few minutes before sunset yesterday and smelled the first flowers on the beautiful star magnolia tree. Such a sweet, sweet scent. Such elegance. No sign of any milkweed yet. The monarchs arrived in southern Illinois in mid-April, according to the Journey North website. Their offspring may appear here in mid-May to start the cycle of life. Steve, Kath, Mom, and I are trying to serve Dad the best we can. OT said he did better than last time, which is our only measurement. We're trying to encourage him to eat and spit out the phlegm. That's about it. What kind of existence has this become? What's ahead? Some recovery? Noticeable recovery? No recovery? Some happy days? Continual diminishment? The wound doctor is here. I saw the skin breakdown known as a bed sore, whitish, stage 3. He said it will heal slowly and shouldn't be a problem. Will Pop ever sit up for a day again? Is standing out of the question? Time must fly by for these nurses. They just keep doing and moving. I think I'd lose my mind. 9:30 p.m. Michael's asleep. Long day since 5 a.m. He walked partway home since I wasn't back in Park Ridge on time. Steve texted an hour ago that Pop is resting comfortably. That's great news. Just finished folding a load of laundry. I miss concentrating on something for more than just a few minutes. I miss talking to Pop. It's been an intense couple of months. Now it's just a few questions directed at him, and occasionally he asks me to do something. I'm thankful to know that he might be resting as comfortably as he can be. I wish I could spend more time with Mom, but I am barely managing the way it is. She's been staying up to 1 a.m. putting together jigsaw puzzles. She avoids lying in an empty bed for as long as she can. God, families go through this all the time. I really had no idea how horrible it is. I thought I'd be able to accept this, but it's awful to watch your father lose so much of himself in less than 60 days. Steve recently commented to Pop that the stock market was closing for the day, and Pop thought that was because today was Good Friday. He totally missed Easter. So did I. Thanks. Thanks for joining me. That's the end of part 10. Thank you. See you next time.